Hi guys, today I'll be showing you on how to get a a lot of energy in the early game that's non-stop. The resource that I should need is is compound. And first craft the compound into generators like I did here. And after you craft the compound into a generator, put it on a platform. Make sure to leave some open spaces for it to take from. And then you need 2 resin to make a medium platform. And then you need a aluminum and graphite. 1 aluminum and 1 graphite for the auto arm. And then you need aluminum for the tapos. To get tapos, you research them in the research menu, and then they cost 1 aluminum. It varies an amount of how many generators you do. For this plant, it's not so good, but I recommend using the honey pot plant. It's one of the harder plants to attain because it only is on 8 rocks. But for this video I'm showing you with the popcorn, because then you place an organic in the filter slot there, and you have to make sure you have at least 1 unit of power to get it to work. And then you place the tapels in. But first, before you place them, once you place them on the tappable plant, you can't remove them until they finish making 1 organic. So keep that in mind. Soon we can't reposition that fast. The only problem with popcorn is that there's some popcorn have slots in the bottom and these things get stuck. Next you put them on the popcorn like this, and they start generating organic. Don't press toggle or untoggle unless you want to turn it off and off. You can also turn it on and off other ways. Make sure they're all in range and start generating organic. See, you already have one here, but it's more advanced. And then you turn the auto on, but you need a bit of energy to start making the energy. And then these generators, and then they would get organic for the generators. Well, I really recommend doing it with other plants, because also like one of the worst plants you can do it with. One of the best plants is this one and some, I can't remember the other one, but this is one of the best plants you can do that with. It generates like way faster than it normally would with all plants. I just think I have no electricity. And once you get this going, and once one of these organics is fully created, which takes a little bit, of course, then they'll pick it up, and it sometimes puts it in your backpack. And then you can turn the generators on like this, and then they'll automatically take from that 1 spot or 2 spots. Really depends. But this is the video. 8 rocks on 8 rocks. Like, this is one of the power sources that I most have used, because it's like early game friendly, because there's not any hard resources to get. You just have to research just like this. It really doesn't cost that much, but it's something I unlocked. Generate. I know it should be in the small area if I'm correct. And you can point it with your backpack. Yeah, it's on the top row. Just go there to the right, and then you see this one aluminum. I think costs like 1,000 bytes if I'm correct. And it's not really expensive if you keep researching rocks. I managed to set up a base in Vanessa 6. It's just like the starting point, just has a few more resources. Now to give you some tips. Always keep a QTRTG with you because you need power for a flashlight. And if this screen's looking like exceptionally white than used to in the actual game, it's because I have my brightness on max. And for any of you don't know, it's better to use the gateway chambers and engines to travel than it is to not use them and use the shuttle, unless you're transporting large amounts of items. Then that's the only time you can use the shuttle, because these chambers can teleport you to other chambers or teleport you to the center where you can teleport to another place, and then once you teleport there you can teleport to another planet. Well, I really recommend unlocking the gateway chambers and gateway engines on the planets. I really recommend it because it's very useful for travel. You won't have to use up all the hydrogen you have in your thruster. Or if you don't have a hydrogen thruster, then you won't have to use up any can't remember what it's. You won't have to use any solid fuel thrusters. Solid fuel thrusters aren't really that good. I don't have my shot on the flight. I have it on 8 trucks. And for all game travel, the gravity globe is one of the best because it doesn't really draw any power, but it creates oxygen, so it doesn't really draw power, so it's good. So you can just roll around infinitely like this. Yeah, I don't think you take fall damage either, which makes it also good. I remember I had experience where I was in a gravity globe and then I no-clipped. I still a small battery down here. Yeah, solid fuel jetpack. Do we not have? Oh yeah, I see. Well, I also recommend using the solid fuel jetpacks too, because they also don't use power, and they also don't use they don't use power, and they just need some aluminum alloy. I know you won't be able to get that in the early game, but once you can, once you get iron, make one of these things, and one of these, it should be easier. I know it's not that easy. It took me like forever. And also, another tip: use the solar centrifuges. They can get you resources way better than you can normally get them. And if you want the early game oxygenator to give you infinite oxygen, I got a solution. Just attach. What's this thing go? Just attach a winch to the player, and make sure the oxygenator's on that platform. So it's like a basic portable oxygenator, but uses zero energy. I currently don't have one because it hasn't played in this game in a while. Well, it's quite good. I also recommend using the buggy for early game transport, because it barely uses any energy. You can easily charge using a generator, or using a QTRGG, which isn't that late game, then it's good for missions. But the only problem with this is you can't. Not really a renewable resource though. They're not a renewable resource. That'll be a waste if I tried one. Because you're gonna get a few of them in the game. Because they're not renewable. You can only get them like I don't know how many times because I haven't played the game. But there's like a limit to how many you can actually get. Don't get infinite. I see there's this new update. Try commenting on some good ways to do this update. I also have some other games that make. It's only one other game. Well, this is the first video for this one. This game. That's really all the tips I can think of. It is kind of worth going to A-Talks and getting these because these are like really good. And you can harvest them easily. And I think you have to space them out to get the best results for planting them. But for topping them, you can put them right next to each other. Well, you can also use the tractor. I don't really use this because it is less. I never knew it existed really until I found out. I'm watching someone else's because well, I recommend using the buggy because it's really fast transport, but you can't put a drill on it, but you can move a lot really fast and for like way less power than it would take for a rover. Because the rovers, like you need to give them a constant power source because the batteries are like really small. I think this battery is smaller than the buggy's battery. It would use like almost a quarter of one already. And common is also what the medium batteries, because they're way more efficient than small batteries. Like way more efficient. The only like good battery a rover can have is if you put a medium battery. I have no idea why they don't have any large batteries in this game. And you can also touch the oxygen with this thing, which is pointless. That's really all the tips I can think of. Bye guys. Bye guys.